Hey, welcome back to MVP Hot Wheels. This is Diesel Mac, and here's a little bonus Sunday set 'em free as I was putting some more 57 Chevys into MVPHotWheels.com. So here's the JC Whitney. I didn't have this one loose. I do have the black and yellow with the flames, loose one obviously. So I'll get pictures of that right after this video and get pictures of this as well. Put those both on the Hot Wheels website so that you guys can see them there. And this one will have obviously a packaged entry also. So let's go ahead and open her up. Alright, she's free from that. And we don't have to deal with any of those lines anymore. Just peel the plastic off of here. I like this much better. Plus this one's pretty tight in there, so it can't really roll around and get rubs and all that kind of stuff. So it packaged pretty nicely as well. We'll take a look at it. We'll also go over the black and yellow one a little bit more in detail too. Alright, there we go. Finally. So here's the yellow. Got this nice silver and black trim with Bel-Aire on the sides there. Here's the JC Whitney little logo with their website. Got a little thing there. It's kind of hard to see that. There we go. Little Hot Wheels logo. It does come with some 5-lug chrome rail riders with Goodyear on them. Painted grille, painted headlights. Nice little emblem on the front. So this is a Thailand base with the name. So you can get different base variations of this. Lots of those, of course. So this one's Thailand. And like I said, there's the 57 Chevy there, name on the base. Does have tinted windows and black interior on this one. The other one you can get has red tinted windows and black interior. You got the flame tampo going on in the front. Painted grille. Same base. 57 Chevy. Same wheels. And then slightly different color, of course, on the JC Whitney little logo there. So, pretty cool pieces. Like I said, I'll get pictures of those right after this video, or maybe by the time you watch the videos, you'll be able to go check them out on there. I'll put some pictures up on Facebook, of course. If you're not a member of Facebook, feel free to come over and join MVP Hot Wheels. I'd say kind of small, but it's only 738 people on there. So we got about 5 regular people that post. So feel free to make your own posts and all that kind of stuff. Show us what you got, especially if you're opening stuff up on Sunday. If you're getting new stuff in, you got mail calls. Feel free to post all that stuff. We allow some sales and stuff. Just follow the rules that are posted at the top. So, but check us out on there, and then you can head over to the MVP Hot Wheels website. And it's only $5 to subscribe if you want to start putting in your collection and stuff. I got a buddy who's going to start doing it, I think, for some insurance purposes, to kind of make it easy to tell what he has and provide a list to the insurance on that kind of stuff. And eventually, once we get the auction site going up and we have actual prices to these cars, that will be another feature that you'll be able to have, is the value of your collection, so that you can provide that to the insurance as well. So lots of good uses for the website. Try to do as much as I can and put as many cars as I can in there. So we're getting, these are kind of early 2000 cars, I think 2001-ish. But we'll try to get, all the stuff in there at some point so that everybody can go in, add their collection, and see how big it is, right? A lot of people are like, I have 10,000 cars, but who's going to count 10,000 cars? Like, legitimately. Like, I'm not counting my collection. I'd spend weeks doing it, I feel like. But it just, that way you have an idea, and then you can also put in, I was thinking we got to find a way to get in like extras and stuff. So if you are one of those people that hoards a particular casting, right, you can put in how many you have. The other thing that, while I'm thinking about it, when people put in their collection, right, is we can start to get a feel for how many people or how many of the cars are out there in different variations, right? So if we have like we'll use this one for example, pretty tough, razor wheel, and we'll have to, you know, we'll have to assume that everybody that says they have one has one, right? I don't know why you would put it in there if you don't have one, but then you have at least some numbers, right? And I think most people will be honest about it, right? So if there's, 500 of these in somebody, in collections across, the world. I mean, people collect all over the world, right? So then we know it's fairly scarce compared to something like this, where there may be like, 15,000 of these or 20,000 of these or however many they made. And we can see that, there's numbers of people collecting that have, say 2,000, 3,000, which is a high number out of the 20 for somebody, for people to actually go on there and say they have them and all that stuff. I'm not thinking that everybody in the world is going to use my website, although it would be really nice and we'd be having lots of fun and doing, probably holding our own convention at that point. We'll look at the numbers and kind of give us an idea of which ones are more scarce than others. Same thing with the website, right? Or the auction house. We would use that and know that how many of a certain, variation has sold over a period of time. Some cars would obviously be sold, multiple times, as maybe the value goes up or, the want goes up or something like that. So, usually cars that are, $1 don't sell as much on there, but that's why we would use the other side to help adjust or account for, how many are out there, right? If you've got let's see, it's something fairly normal over here, the 5-spoke, right? So if you have like this car and there's a whole bunch of them in everybody's collection, right? We know there's, 20, 30, 40,000 of these probably floating out there, right? There's a bunch of them. Between the website, in people's collection and the auction house, we would know that that one is obviously going to be, just by that info, not knowing, by itself, that one's more rare than the other. But say you had some cars that were fairly similar, right? Let's use the ramp trucks, for example. I've got both the ramp trucks here. These are both China bases. One's got clear windows, one's got tinted windows. We can use those to determine, hey, the clear window one is the tougher one to find because there's more people wanting this and there's more people having this one, right? And then for the sale on the website, on the auction site, right, this one sells a little more often, that one doesn't sell as often, right? So I think we're going to have some pretty good progress with that kind of information, and that way you have a place to go to find out, like, all right, which one's more rare? Because everybody wants to know, like, which one's the more rare one, right? Which one's more valuable? Which one's harder to find? Which one, all those kind of questions will start to be answered once we get people on the website and putting in their collection, and then once we get the auction house going and people are selling on there. And then, of course, we'll bring that all together, right? If you put in cars that you want on your wanted list, so if this is in your wanted list and it comes up on the auction, right, you'll get an alert, right? And then that way, as a seller, you'll know that like this car is wanted by a lot of people because you'll be able to see the number of people that want this particular variation in a view that we'll provide. And then you'll know that it's going to also, alert all those people. But as a seller or as a buyer, right, you're getting alerted to the car that you're looking for specifically, that's being added to the website auction house. So lots of utilization, things that will be very helpful for people once we kind of get it going. And if you haven't subscribed yet on the website, it's only $5 a month. You can subscribe. If you just make an account, I'll give you the first 30 days for free. I'll go on there and add you. Add 30 days, you start building out your collection list. It's only $5 a month from there. And like I said, that money goes back into the website. 100% of it goes into the website so that we can make it better and start working towards getting that auction house built up and the functionality of all that coming together. So, so go over there, hit subscribe on the website, subscribe here on the channel, the YouTube channel, get these messages and words out, information out for people, so we can start building that up as well. Any money I make from YouTube down the road will go into the website as well. So like the whole idea is to try to build this up and get this to be as user-friendly and, you know, just a place where, you know, you want to go as a Hot Wheels collector that has legitimate information and helps you, you know, build your collection, keep track of your collection, look for stuff that you want to put in your collection, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we can do that for you guys. So, but thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.